Okay, so in this video we're going to take it a step further and we're now going to expand and then simplify single brackets. Now the key point, there's only one, is that sometimes you'll need to collect like terms, i.e. simplify, after you've expanded the brackets, and that can come in a couple of different forms. Now before we start, I just want to make sure that we're all understanding what I mean by simplify, collecting like terms. So here's an example here. If we had 4x add 15 add 2x minus 6, we could collect like terms by putting the x's together and then by putting the numbers that are on their own together. So when we do that, we need to make sure that we're including and taking into account the operations that are to the left of that term. So each of these are terms. 4x is positive, it's got like an invisible plus sign here that we don't write down. 2x is also positive because it's plus 2x here. So we get 4x plus 2x gives us 6x. And then we've got positive 15, so 15, and this is minus 6 because the minus is to the left of the 6. So 15 minus 6 is 9. So our final answer is 6x plus 9. And it's plus 9 because even though this 6 is minus, 15 minus 6 ends up with a positive. So we put plus 9 there. So that's what I mean by collecting like terms and simplifying. Now we're going to link this to our expanding brackets in our worked examples. So we've got 4 examples to go through. The first one, we've got 3 brackets 2x minus 5 close brackets plus 20. Now we know that expand means multiply out. So the first thing we have to do, and always do it first, is deal with the brackets. So we're going to do 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times minus 5, don't forget, is minus 15. And then this plus 20, we can just write it at the end. Now it's not our final answer because we can simplify this by collecting like terms. Now there's nothing that we can put with the 6x because there aren't any other x's, but we can do minus 15 plus 20. Now if you imagine on a number line, you're at minus 15 and we add 20 to it, we end up with plus 5. So our final answer is 6x plus 5, okay? And that's that. We can't simplify that any further. Okay, example 2. Again, always deal with the brackets first. Now I need to be careful because the 4 is before the brackets, but don't forget it's minus 4. So we're doing minus 4 times 2n, and we get minus 8n. And we're doing minus 4 times 1. So minus 4 times 1 is minus 4. And our 20 stays at the beginning. Again, we're not done yet. We have to collect the like terms. So to do that, we can put the 20 and the minus 4 together. We're not interested in the 8n because there aren't any other n's. So we're dealing with just 20 and minus 4. So 20 minus 4 is 16. So we end up with 16 and minus 8n stays as it is. And that is our final answer. So 2 things to remember here. Firstly, always deal with the brackets first. And don't forget, it's only dealing with the number directly before the bracket. And don't forget to take into account that it's a minus 4. What you can't do, and this is the common mistake, is people do 20 minus 4 first and then do the bracket, but you're not allowed to do that, okay? And the reason you're not allowed to do that is because of BIDMAS, which you should know what that means. And this tells us that we have to multiply, and don't forget expanding means multiply, before we add or subtract. So we have to do the brackets and the expansion first. Okay, next question. So this time we've got 2 sets of brackets, but we just do the same thing that we've done before. So in 2 different stages, we're going to do 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 4 is 8. And then we're going to put 3 times 5x is 15x, and 3 times minus 6 is minus 18. Don't forget that minus. Right, now we've done that, we collect the like terms, and this time we do have 2 x's that we can put together. So 2x add 15x gives you 17x. And then don't forget to include the minus here, plus 8, so positive 8 minus 18. So 8 minus 18 gives us minus 10. And that is our final answer. Question 4 is quite similar, but you should be careful of this minus in the middle, but we'll come to that in a second. First thing you have to do is 5 times 3m is 15m. 5 times minus 2 is minus 10. Right, now we need to be careful. It's minus 3 times m. So you get minus 3m. And minus 3 times 9, which is minus 27. Again, we collect the like terms. So 15m minus 3m is 12m. And you've got minus 10 minus 27 is minus 37. And that's that. So those are our final answers for our worked examples. Make sure you've got all those written down. And now I'd like you to pause the video and have a go at these questions that you can do on your own. and in a second we'll go through them together. Okay, so answers to these questions. So the first thing we have to do for this, 4 times 3m is 12m, 4 times minus 2 is minus 8, plus 6 goes at the end. Collecting the like terms, 12m stays as it is, minus 8 plus 6 gives you minus 2, and that is your final answer there. Next one, we have to do the brackets first. Don't forget it's minus 3 times 4a is minus 12a, and minus 3 times minus 2, 2 minuses cancel out to make a positive, don't forget. So minus 3 times minus 2 is plus 6, and our 30 is at the front. Collecting our like terms then, 30 add 6 is 36, and the minus 12a stays as it is because there's no other a's that we can join it with. Question 3. 4 times x is 4x, 4 times 5 is 20, 3 times 2x is 6x, and 3 times minus 1 is minus 3. Again, we need to collect our like terms. So 4x add 6x is 10x, and 20 minus 3 is 17. So 10x plus 17 is your final answer. And the last question, question 4, 7 times 2n is 14n, 7 times positive 5 is 35. Then be careful, we've got minus 2 times 3n is minus 6n, and minus 2 times minus 5, 2 negatives make a positive, so you get plus 10 at the end. Be careful there. Now simplifying, we've got 14n minus 6n is 8n, and 35 plus 10 is 45. So that is our final answer. So those are your final answers for your turn questions. And now, once you've done that, I'd just like you to jump straight to the exit card and send it off to your teacher.